resolution. Will 2024, and it's currently 1:40 p.m. And I now call this fourth regular session to order. At this time, can I get everyone to please rise for a moment of silence? At this time, I recognize our clerk for the roll.
Chairman Manglonia Donald,
Present.
Senator Manglonia Poe, Senator Mendiola,
Here.
Representative Fogo.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, we have 3 members present, 1 member absent.
Thank you, clerk. With 3 members present, we have the quorum to proceed with today's delegation session. And now, before we proceed to public comments, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize and welcome former Senator Sixto Igisomar, former Representative Marco Peter, our Honorable Mayor Rota, Aubrey Holcook, and to everyone present here today, thank you for coming in. At this time, I now open the floor for public comment. Please limit your comment to items on the agenda, and please state your name and the entity you may be representing today. Thank you. All right, looks like there's none. We'll go ahead and proceed to the next item on the agenda, adoption of journal. I recognize our floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I move to adopt Rota Legislative Delegation Journal number 2310 and Rota Legislative Delegation Journal number 2311. So move.
All right, motion was made and seconded. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. We now move down to item D, introduction of local resolutions, and I recognize Representative Vogel.
Thank you, Chairman. I would like to officially introduce RLD, or Rota Legislative Delegation, Resolution number 2305, acknowledging Cecilio. I apologize, I'm having trouble pronouncing his last name. Rauquilipi and Lorraine Manglonia for their steadfast efforts offered for the betterment of the Rota community, introduced by myself. And if I may, and if there's no objection, I would like to offer this as a committee as the whole. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Please proceed.
On my other resolution, Rota Legislative Delegation Commemorative Resolution number 2305, to honor the life and legacy of Ephraim Manglonia Atalik. And this was introduced and presented on December 3rd as a committee of the whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Rep. Vogel. At this time, I recognize the floor leader for the proper motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I'd like to move to adopt Rota Legislative Delegation Resolution number 2305 and Rota Legislative Delegation Commemorative Resolution number 2305. So move.
Second.
Sorry.
Or to be placed on calendar. So move.
Second.
All right, there was a motion made and was seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Messages from the governor, we have none. Messages from the mayor, we have none. Messages from the Rota Municipal Council, we have none. Reports and communications from heads of departments and agencies, we have none. House communications, we have none. Senate communications, I recognize the clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have 1 Senate communication number 2337.
Any discussion from the members? If there's none, we move down to delegation matters, and I recognize the clerk.
Mr. Chairman, there's 8 on the calendar. We have delegation matters 2360 through 2367.
Any comments from the members? If there's none, we move down to miscellaneous communications. We have none. Reports of committees, we have none. Unfinished business, we have none. We now move down to the resolution calendar. And at this time, I recognize our floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I move to pass resolution number, Rota Legislative Delegation Resolution number 2305. So move.
Second.
All right, motion was made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion?
Ready.
Ready.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. RLD resolution number 23-05 is hereby adopted. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I also like to move to pass Rota Legislative Delegation Commemorative Resolution number 2305. So move.
All right, motion was made and seconded. Discussion on the motion. Okay, all in favor, say aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Rota Legislative Delegation Commemorative Resolution number 23-05 is hereby adopted. And at this time, we'll take a recess, and if we can invite the honoree and his family and friends to join us up here in the chamber so we can present the
Before
resolution.
we bring him up, can you just give me a few minutes?
Okay.
Just a few minutes.
Anyways, this
Recess,
will be
yeah.
done during recess, so we'll go ahead and take a recess. Thank you. our session. Prior to going on session, prior to going on a recess, we presented a resolution to Mr. Cecilio Raipuliki and Ms. Lorraine Manglonia for their contributions to the island of Rota through their volunteerism in exporting some of the goods for the municipality's benefit. The delegation presented the resolution 23-05 in recognition for their services. And so again, we once again thank him for all he has provided to our people. Additionally, the commemorative resolution for the mayor was presented at the mayor's funeral. And so we've disposed of the two resolutions on the resolution calendar. We now move down to bill calendar, and I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. At this time, I move to pass House Local Bill 2361 to appropriate $155,000 for the continuing operation and regulatory oversight of the Rota Casino Gaming Commission. So move.
There was a motion made and was seconded. Further discussion. Recognize Representative Vogel.
Thank you, Chairman. I would like to make a motion to amend House Local Bill 23-61. Do I need to mention the section that we're on section 2 under appropriation as follow. Section A, we're amending the total amount from $113,500 for part-time personnel salaries to $105,000 to cover the salary and the fringe benefits. And then B, I would like to also make an amendment for 15,000 from 30,000 to 15,000 for operations of the RCGC to cover the cost of supplies and equipment under the expenditure authority of the RCGC chairperson. Going down to section C, I believe. I'm sorry. Yes. Section C from 20,000 for training. I'm sorry. Yes, from 20,000 for training to 15,000 for training of the RCGC staff. Going down to section D, it remains the same, 10,000, no changes for legal counsel. Section E, we're adding right legal counsel on this one, the section E.
10. Total 10.
Yeah. So we're amending the amount from 5,000 to 10,000 for the initial deposit in a special account for salary and fringe benefit for owed to the current and past RCGC members. The Rota Municipal Treasurer shall establish a special account, the RCGC members payment special account. The special account shall remain open for future appropriations under the past due payments are paid in full. Provided, however, the funds in the special account shall not be spent unless the RCGC chairperson and Rota Department of Finance resident director certify in writing the following. Number 1, name of the RCGC member. 2, specify the time served by the commission member. 3, any payments already made to the commission member. Balance owed to the commission member, provided further that the required written certification shall be provided to the Mayor of Rota, the Rota Municipal Council chairpersons, and the Rota Legislative Delegation chairperson. Thank you.
So moved.
So move.
Second.
All right, there was a motion made and was seconded. Further discussion on that motion? None. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
Back to discussion.
But before we proceed with additional discussion, I'd like to note that we'll just consider these as technical amendments on the title. We remove the additional "the" that's on the title, as well as line 3 of the section 1. There's an additional "the." So you would just consider those technical. At this time, the floor is open for any additional discussion. Recognize Senator Dennis Mendiola.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I'd like to also offer an amendment to Section 3, Expenditure Authority. I would like to strike out the mayor of Rota and revert it back to the chairperson of the Rota Casino Commissioner. I would also like to add a language that states, provided that the custodian of the funds is the municipal treasury or the mayor's designee. I would also like to offer another amendment under line 18 to strike out the monthly reporting and change that to quarterly reporting. And then also I would like to make an amendment on line 16. Appropriate under this act, no reprogram for these purposes unless, so to add the word, the line, unless a written justification is submitted through the municipal council or through the Rota Legislative Delegation. So move.
So there was a motion made and was seconded. Further discussion on the motion, and if I may, Senator Mendiola.
And so just allow me to kind of explain the motion. And one of the reasons why we wanted to just strike this out and remove the mayor from the expenditure authority, because already under the Commission Act or the Rota Gaming Commission Act of 2007, it already states that the expenditure authority is the chairperson of Rota Gaming Commission. So we would like to just be consistent with that law. Further, reprogramming, the reason why we wanted to kind of give that provision is to ensure that although we try and prevent any mismanagement of the funds, we also allow for some flexibility to where there's a communication between the delegation and the commissioners so that we can ensure transparency. Also, the monthly, quarterly reporting. One of the deciding factor on removing the monthly and moving it to quarterly is I think monthly it's a little bit too steep for starters. So I think quarterly would be conducive, and we can revisit this at a later time. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Mendiola. Just as part of the discussion, would you consider including as part of your amendment under the reprogramming that the approval of the delegation shall be provided shall be approved by at least 3 members of the delegation? And so I'll allow you to restate your amendment to include that.
So allow me to restate this, Mr. Chair. To have a written justification, so no reprogramming unless a written justification is submitted to the Rota Legislative Delegation and no less than 3 delegation members approve this communication. So move.
Thank you. Further discussion? We'll take a 1-minute recess. And at this time, I recognize Senator Mendiola.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I also like to offer another amendment, just another technical amendment, which you've stated earlier, to strike out we have the further on line 4 or section 1, line 4, to strike out regulatory oversight and just have it state continued operation of the Rota Casino Gaming Commission, and also to remove the oversight on the title. So move.
And thank you, Senator Mendiola. So the motion was made and seconded. Any further discussion on the motion?
Ready?
Ready? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed, say nay. Motion carries. This is now House Local Bill 23-61D2. Any further discussion?
Ready?
Ready? At this time, I recognize the clerk for the passage of House Local Bill 2361D2.
Senator Mendiola,
Yes.
Representative Fogo,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, all three members voted yes.
With all three members voting yes, House Local Bill 23-61D2 hereby passes. We now move down to the next item on the agenda, miscellaneous business. Any members? Recognize Vice Chair.
Thank you, Chair. I was, I guess, overwhelmed and excited to present the resolution to Cecilia Roccolipi and Lorraine Manglonia, and I failed to read the resolution. So I would like to, if you don't mind, I
Please
would like
proceed.
to.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for records purposes. Rota Legislative Delegation, 1st Senatorial District, 23rd Northern Marianas Commonwealth Legislature. A Rota Legislative Delegation resolution acknowledging Cecilio Roccolipi and Lorraine Manglonia for their steadfast efforts offered for the betterment of the Rota community. This is the Rota Legislative Delegation Resolution number 23-05. As follows. Whereas the members of this legislative body are pleased to recognize members of the Commonwealth community who dedicate their time and efforts to the betterment of the livelihoods and well-being of the citizens. And whereas Cecilia Roccolipi and Lorraine Manglonia have dedicated themselves to the community of Rota through their exemplary service with Marianas Water Works since 2006. And whereas their commitment to providing critical cargo transportation services has been vital to the residents of Rota, ensuring the timely delivery of essential goods and supplies. And whereas Cecilio Roccolipi and Lorraine Manglonia have consistently operated their service 2 to 4 times a week, adapting to the varying cargo loads to meet the needs of the community. And whereas Cecilio Roccolipi and Lorraine Manglonia's professionalism, reliability, and dedication have significantly contributed to the well-being and quality of life of the people of Rota. And whereas Cecilio Roccolipi and Lorraine Manglonia have fostered a spirit of community and partnership, always prioritizing the needs of the residents they serve. And whereas Cecilio Roccolipi and Lorraine Manglonia's efforts exemplify the values of service, commitment, and excellence that are vital to the sustainability and growth of our island community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Rota Legislative Delegation hereby joins the people of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands in recognizing and commending Cecilia Roccolipi and Lorraine Manglonia for their outstanding service and devotion to the Rota community. And be it further resolved that the chairman of the Rota Legislative Delegation shall certify and the legislative secretary of the Rota Legislative Delegation shall attest to the adoption of this resolution. And thereafter, the delegation clerk shall transmit certified copies to Cecilia Roccolipi and Lorraine Manglonia, the Honorable Arnold I. Palacios, Governor of the Sinamay, the Honorable Edith E. De Leon Guerrero, President of the Senate, the Honorable Edmund S. Villagomez, Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Honorable Aubrey M. Holcook, Mayor of the Municipality of Rota, and the Honorable Jim Michael Atalik, Chairperson of the 19th Rota Municipal Council. Thank you.
Thank you, Rep. Bobo. Any further miscellaneous business? If none, we move on to announcements. Any announcements? Recognize Senator Mendiola.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a very rewarding meeting that we've had over this last trip that we had, a business trip to Guam. I just wanted to kind of announce to our constituents a great discovery from the delegation members that we had. We had a meeting with a Dr. Safa, who has a profound interest in opening a dialysis center in Rota. So the next course of action for this is to bridge Dr. Safa with the other leadership. We plan to bring him down to Rota and bridge him with the mayor, council, RHC, CHCC, and kind of go through some of this, some of the issues that really is affecting our dialysis patient and some of the financial burden that is placed on our municipality. So it's an interesting discovery, and it's hopefully we can see this through, Mr. Chairman and members. I just wanted to announce that to our people, that it's something that we can look forward to, and should there be a positive result on this, we will later announce that. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Mendiola. Any other announcements? If there's none, we do have our students out here for several competitions this weekend. We have soccer going on throughout this weekend over at the Cobreville soccer field. So if any of our community is available here on Saipan to support our students, please feel free to join them at 6 p.m. at the Cobreville. Also, we have two gentlemen representing Rota in this upcoming fight. I think it's on the 14th of December, and so we would love our Rota community here in Saipan to show your support for these gentlemen. At this time, I recognize Rep. Ogle.
Thank you. So I'm not sure we're gonna have another session before the Christmas and New Year. So on behalf of the people of Rota and myself and the Rota Legislative Delegation, we wish everybody a safe and happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Rep. Ogle. I'll schedule a sign-a-die right around the time the Senate and the House are going to schedule there, so that way it could be just one clean session throughout, and that way we can close out the 23rd and focus on the 24th. Thank you. This time, I recognize our legal counsel.
Special request from the LB staff. Can we sign and die in Rota?
Thank you. We'll take that under advisement. At this time, I recognize our floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I move for adjournment.
Second.
All right, motion was made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, say nay. Motion carries. This Rota Legislative Delegation is hereby adjourned at 2:48 p.m.